Okay, so in this video, we're gonna go over a little bit how I'm preparing for technical interviews, and this is something I'm gonna be doing moving forward, just to stay competitive in the job market. Unfortunately, I guess this is now the new culture for software engineering. Definitely a sink or swim culture. Speaking from my formal education in engineering, but I'm trying to take a collaborative approach to this since there's a lot of so taking advantage of other people for your own benefit, and I don't quite like that. So, um, just based on my experience, just to be a competitive applicant, to give myself the most options, I am taking the time to go over DSA. Sometimes there are take homes. In my experience, interviewing for companies, and then at that point, you start looking into agentic coding. We'll say Claude Code. You can look into Open Code. So those are some of the things that I'm working on based on my experience, actually firsthand. And then once you get past that and you demonstrate what you've built, there's a different mindset when you start doing take homes and like a Loom video like this when they want you to discuss what you've built. Then you do system design. Whether that's a product or service. Yeah, we'll say service for now because I don't have time. Because the other things that might be a consideration is you start looking into SUI, system design, applications versus machine learning, and now more recently LLM or AI. System design, and those are different, unfortunately. I don't have time to go into that, but you can look on Hello Interview. I'll start making content on that. And then actually what's interesting is that one of the things that I picked up from Hello Interview for system design was like low level system design, and it's basically just code review. And I'm sharing this because I was maybe not surprised to see this, but we'll say I now have a better understanding with how much more important it is to be a technical reviewer. Now that we're doing agentic methods to generate code, it's even more important to be able to have clean, modular, best practice with our code, so that we can efficiently and effectively use agentic coding methods. So I'm just going to spew out some libraries that once I get more proficient in DSA, I'll share some resources and maybe make another video about this going in more detail. Take homes, that's you scroll out in a bit, and it's basically you apply like what these conceptual things that we know, but actually doing it in the take home. So rather than talking, you're actually doing that, and then then you have your collaborative communication with your system design that you work with the interviewer on. And then one interview, I did actually have a code review, a collaborative code review. That was pretty brutal because I didn't do my homework. So that's why I'm sharing what I've learned. And for the 1 minute that I do have, I was wanting to go into more detail about my background, but I think for this one, I'll discuss some of the things that I wanted to learn more about was not only in Python, but I wanted to start looking into the documentation for NumPy and Pandas, a bit more for data manipulation. And not just using them, but actually like reading the docs and getting a better understanding, kind of like the built-in standard libraries for Python when we do our DSAs. These are going to be more machine learning orientated. I did want to look into Scikit, and a bit of PyTorch for classical machine learning. And then eventually I did want to look into TensorFlow for deep learning. And then for agentic AI, for me personally, I'm going to be looking to the LangStack, which is LangChain, Graph, and Smith. I have 10 seconds left here. And then later for deployment, I wanted to learn more about Docker and Kubernetes and reading the documentation. But I think in the next video, I'll talk more about what I really wanted to talk about in this video regarding what I'm actually trying to learn here.